Hi, this is Arnav from the Towers marketing team, and today I want to briefly discuss why travel marketers should use conversational landing pages in their paid ad campaigns. Over the last week, I've been looking at dozens of landing pages within the travel space, and I've noticed a trend. There are essentially two types of landing pages that travel marketers rely on to capture leads. The first is what I like to call the listings landing page, and it's what you're seeing on your screen right now. The way it works is very similar to the way a lot of e-commerce sites work. So when you think about Amazon, the basic approach is that a prospect lands on the page, they do a search for what they're looking for, and they're presented with a bunch of listings which they can choose from. Similarly, for a listings travel landing page, a user starts by doing a search on Google, they click on an option that they want, and they see a bunch of listings. Now, a lot of marketers think that this is the best way of going about things because if there's one thing e-commerce has taught us over the last decade, it's that prospects appreciate choice. They like seeing all of those listings on the page, and they like going through the process where they can buy something immediately. But I'd argue that that doesn't really apply to the travel space. We're not talking about selling socks or new underwear. We're talking about selling a product that costs a few $1,000s and is perceived by a lot of people as a luxury service and a unique experience that they perceive no one else as having, even if that's an irrational thought, because a lot of these places that people are traveling through to are very popular. Now, when you present something in this listings fashion, like you're accustomed to seeing on Amazon, for a product that's perceived in the way that travel is perceived, you end up commodifying the product and completely undercutting any sense of luxury that's associated with it. And prospects don't appreciate that, and the end result is a poor conversion rate. To make matters worse, since these products are so expensive and since people give so much thought to travel, they do a lot of research in it, the buyer experience of buying immediately and going to the checkout page once you land within a few minutes of landing on the screen doesn't really work. People like to do their research, they're not willing to pay immediately. So to address that, we have the second type of landing page that a lot of travel marketers use, and that's what I like to call the custom packages approach to landing pages. And it's what you're seeing on your screen right now. The way it works is a prospect clicks on an ad, and instead of dropping onto a page of listings, they drop onto a page with a lead capture form. This lead capture form captures their preferences when it comes to travel. It asks them what sorts of stuff they want to see, whether they're going on a honeymoon, what countries they want to go to on their trip, what sorts of hotels they want to stay, and passes those details along to a travel agent who matches them up with a trip or plans a custom trip for them. Now, this addresses the commodification issue that was there with the traditional landing pages, but it still suffers from the same paradox in as the listings approach, where there's a significant gap between the products being sold and the way they're being sold. So, for example, on this landing page, they're offering custom tailored travel for Europe, which is definitely a luxury service. A lot of people perceive going to places like Europe as a glamorous thing that they do once in a while and they want to show off to their friends about. But on the other hand, they're being asked to fill out this ugly looking lead capture form, which they're more accustomed to seeing in a DMV form filling process or in an auto insurance application process. It's not something that you'd associate with a luxury trip to Europe. Now we have a solution for this. It's called a conversational landing page, and it looks like this. What you're seeing on your screen right now is an automated conversation with a virtual representative of a travel company that captures leads through a conversation. The end result of this is basically an extension of the custom package approach, where you collect preferences and give them a perceived custom experience on their vacation. But the actual lead generation process is done through a conversation. So it feels a lot more personal. It feels as though you are talking to a travel agent immediately, as opposed to filling out a form and then waiting. I like to compare the transition from the form-based approach to the conversational landing page approach as the difference between getting a brochure and speaking to a concierge. So if you go to a hotel and you pick up a brochure and you find a guided city tour through that brochure, it's nice, but it's not perceived as being particularly luxurious as one might expect on a trip. Asking a concierge, on the other hand, makes you feel like you're getting the best service possible on your vacation. You're speaking to a local expert in the space, and even though they might give you the exact same information, it's perceived in a completely different light. Now, the effect of making this transformation in perception for your prospects is that your conversion rate goes up. So when you're paying for Google Ads to get visitors to your site and to get leads, every dropped customer is wasted money. And when you can increase your conversion rate, you're reducing the amount of money you waste. These conversational landing pages that I'm proposing over here increase conversion rate by 2 to 3x. That means you're getting 2 to 3 times the number of leads on the exact same ad spend that you are paying to Google or Facebook. And that increases the efficiency of your marketing campaigns. If you were getting 100 leads on your ad spend before, you're now getting 200 or 300 leads on that same ad spend. So you're increasing the number of business you're pulling in without increasing the amount of money that you're paying. If you're interested in making this transformation for your landing page and joining the marketers who are using these conversational landing pages to boost their conversion rates, we've created a full guide, and we leave a link to it in the comments or in the CTA at the end of this video, depending on where you're watching it. You should seriously check out the guide. We go into intense detail about what sorts of messages you should include, how you should phrase them, how you should order them, how you can make your conversational landing page look the part. So again, check out the full guide in the comments or in the CTA at the end of this video.